Okay, guys, it is April 19th. Do our director meeting here. So exciting things. And I know we've thrown a lot of stuff at you. Trust me, it's going even faster inside of our heads. As my one VA assistant back in the day, Brandy, she was like, it's scary in there. It's scary in my head right now, scary in Candy's head right now, Victoria, all of us. But exciting stuff, guys. So we want to just kind of give you, I mean, obviously you've probably watched, hopefully you've been able to watch, the Zoom from last night. If you haven't, please do. And like I said, encourage your team to. Um, and but of course, we want to talk to you guys, make sure you understand, get all your questions answered, and get on board. Because if you're not on board with it, you're not going to promote it, and it's not going to, we're not going to be able to leverage it and the way we should. And so I want to make sure everybody understands. So basically, we've jumped in like all the way over our heads into gold digger stuff. But guys, it's really good, and I think it's going to elevate. I know it's going to elevate all of our businesses, and the team. I believe in this 100%, and I think it's going to be really, really good. So let's just go over kind of the new things that we're implementing and see each one and what questions. Yeah, Judy is in and out. I may have to make one of y'all admin help me. To see what questions you guys have, if we need to clarify anything, all that, just so everybody feels good about it and we're ready to go. Is anybody excited from what they've heard so far? Yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. And of course, Ozzy wants to play right now. It's like, Mom, she's on the phone. Hey, your parents say hi. You're causing a problem. Okay, so first off, we have gone to the 10-minute trainings twice a week. So what do you guys feel about that? That's something we got from Gold Digger. Feedback on that?
I think it's very helpful. There's so many things we can teach on, or train on. And the fact that these are short, straight to the point, very specific is super helpful.
So too.
And I just want to say something, you guys can do these too. We don't have to be the only ones. And me and Anja were talking yesterday, like, what do we train on today? Oh my gosh, it can just be so many things. Because when doing 10 minutes, you have to really pick a small topic and be specific. Like, how many of them ask, how do you start a group chat? How do you start a three-way chat? I mean, that could be one of them. Even going through story posts, so many different things. We're going to get those organized in a guide. Judy's going to help with that. But like mine today could not be 10 minutes because I was trying to teach y'all how to do something that you had to follow along and do. And that really was leading into our workshop. And just like our workshop videos this week, they can't be 10 minutes. And that's one thing we noticed with Kimberly. It's like she has her 10-minute Monday things. Every Monday she does 10 minutes. She has all this stuff on YouTube, she introduces Trello in 10 minutes. She does all these things. But when it comes to her master classes and her workshops, they are longer because she's really teaching you how to do something and then expecting you to go do the homework. So I just want to share that.
Yeah, so, and I was going to say that too. So we are not the only one. We just did it to get it started. So we want all of you guys that want to, and actually anyone that wants to do 10-minute trainings and to be able to do that, to be able to be in the spotlight, the leadership, position. And what are the days? So we're doing those Mondays and Wednesdays typically around noon, and you can schedule it if you need to. So you can film it anytime and upload it to YouTube like Candy was talking about, and you could schedule it. But we're doing Mondays and Wednesdays noon is what we're shooting for. And again, around a 10-minute training. And Candy was brainstorming topics. That's something we could maybe brainstorm somewhere in one of our chats or something, or put it in the Trello. But you're right, Terry. There's just like an endless amount of topics. And then Monday, Melina just happened to ask me about, if someone joins on this day of the month, how long do they have to earn their experience? And I thought, well, that's just timely, right? And not and new people don't know that. We need to review that. And so I thought I would just answer that question. So I think as you get asked questions, even by your team and you think, oh man, that's something we probably haven't talked about in a while, right? Or that's something that's changed, or that's just something that doesn't come up that much, or maybe newbies don't know it, or whatever. You just think it's a good topic, jot it down, and then just let us know that you want a day, and we'll get those scheduled out. So we would love for it not to be us every time. So that would be awesome. And if anybody wants to step up and be like, I'll be the one that takes charge of like scheduling that, you don't have to come up with the topics, but like schedule people, that would be great. So if there's somebody that does like, hey, I want that to be my job, then just let us know. Okay. And I'll just kind of put scheduler down here, that might be something. And to that point, we are going to, I mentioned it on the Saturday live I did, we are going to do kind of like JPK was on the advisory council for Modere. We thought, well, yes, we have the director, leadership team, but there's a lot of other people that have skills, right? I mean, we have Annette and we have Marty that are doing, and Danielle, they're doing great jobs of reminding in the chat about different things, but also Danielle's great at a bunch of different things like graphics and things like that. And then we have, I mean, who knows? There may be people on our team that have strengths that we don't even know about, right? And they're like, and maybe they're willing, and maybe they have time, maybe they're willing, able, and have time, and they'd like to step up. Hey, that's something I would love to help the team by doing this, right? And so we thought we'll just do an advisory, the A-Team Advisory Council, and those would be our people that just kind of raise their hand and say step into leadership. Now, we had talked about doing like team leader and above, kind of like let them get into leadership a little bit, and then also kind of it's going to be invitation only kind of situation. Like they've shown us, that they're plugged in, they're doing things. How do you guys feel about that? What do you think? Like, should we have some guidelines, or should we just say invitation only, or minimum guidelines, or what do you think?
I think invitation only. Unless someone like Terry Bond's been so consistent, I mean, and you just know.
Right.
I think the advisory council for Modere is invitation. I mean, and it's kind of like it's certain levels. I mean, it opens us up to a little bit to criticism, but I think either way it does probably. But then again, there are some people that we know that are negative energy, that it wouldn't really be wise for them to. So I think it's wise for us to protect the flock, right? And the culture, by not just going, oh, just because you have this qualification, we're going to let you do it. So I think it's okay for us to control that. Don't you all?
Yes.
That's good. Yes.
What will some of the duties be for the members of the advisory council?
Well, I mean, that's definitely stuff that we can come up with. We can definitely brainstorm this, but it just be, because like we talked about, I made it through first semester of 6 figures today. Sat down, made myself do it. But then it talks about like delegation, and basically just asking us like, is that a money-making activity? But I think for this, it'd be more like, does that require us, right? Or is that something that maybe somebody else could do? And so definitely reminders, just, definitely things like, how Annette and Marty and Danielle are reminding. So I just think like some tasks that we find ourselves doing often that take up time, even if it's a little bit of time, but they don't really require us. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe someone else just wants to contribute, and we see that they're just always consistent, right? They're answering questions, they're supporting other people, they're showing up, and we just say, there's a few jobs that we have that would you like to help? Because I have asked some people. Some people are like, oh, I can't take that on right now. Kate tried to, at one point, and her husband's been really ill, and that just, just wasn't something she could take on. So they can always have the option, of course, to say no. But even like, the calendar that we grab out of, Candy did it for me this time, and I've been doing it where you just grab it off of what Danny posts, and then you put in what we're doing and adjust it and put it into our Telegram. I mean, that's something somebody else could totally do. So I just think we can kind of start identifying those jobs. Don't you guys think?
Well, and even little things like in this help hangout, somebody needs to welcome the new members all the time. And like me and Anya's talked about before, when we have to do every little thing like that little bitty thing is a huge thing off our plate. It's just little things like that. So I don't think it would be anything, even if somebody worked full time, I don't think there would be anything that would be overwhelming to them to do.
I think even like people that we trust to be admins to let people in, because that seems like a small thing. But man, like when we do groups, like we did the lean in group, that monopolized my time for a good week, and so I think we have trusted people that we can add to do things like that. And like I said, some of the jobs, if one person is just doing one of the things, it's not that big of a deal. But if we're trying to do 10 of the things, and it's like, well, now I don't have time to follow up with my customers because I did those 10 little things that added up to a big chunk of time, right? So, and not only is it to delegate and take things off of our plate, but it empowers people and it helps them step into leadership, and then they're going to see themselves as a leader. They're going to see themselves as stickiness too. They see themselves as part of the culture, important, that kind of thing. And I think it closes the leadership gap as people start moving into leadership. They're used to kind of stepping into that role, and it's not like, oh my gosh, I just hit this level and I don't, I'm kind of freaked out by it. So I think it'll be a win-win situation all the way around. But I think that we all can just kind of be paying attention to things that would be opportunities, for people to help us out with. So that'll just be something that kind of develops and grows. But we just thought that, there wasn't any reason to just limit it to just people that had hit director level. So hopefully that is a good thing. And then another couple of things before we kind of dive into the group and see if you guys have any questions about that, is that I'm super excited about this. I think y'all are going to be really excited about this. So I saw, once I became an influencer, I saw that how they and Gold Diggers, how they share like assets with us. Let's say that she's going to promote like a certain course, right? 6 figures, or she's going to promote Ignite, or she's going to promote the conference, or anything she promotes. They have in their Trello board for us, they have a card, and it'll be all 6-figure, like if there's graphics or, any kind of resources that would help us promote that course is all in one like column. Okay. You've looked at before conference. Same thing with, all the different mastermind, whatever. It's like separate. So it's like a library of assets depending on what it is that we're promoting. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is what we need. To, instead of having to, it's great that things are in Telegram, it's great that things are in guides, it's great that's all of these places, but if we started building a library of resources, of content, like, so we had a card that was all lean body, so that whole column's lean body stuff. We have a card that's BioCell, that whole column's BioCell stuff. We have a card that is Black Friday, all of that's Black Friday stuff. All of it's how to do stories. All of it's like, you see what I'm saying? So we have these categories that and this is not going to happen overnight, you guys, but we have decided we're going to change the director board that we have. You might have noticed I started adding some stuff in there. We're going to start adding cards, and we all can contribute to it. So like, as you see things that Danny shares in Telegram, and you think, oh my gosh, that'd be a great thing to add to our social, to our social media content Trello board, then you could bring it over. And so it's something we could all contribute to, but think about how much this is going to help our teams, you guys. So they don't have to, and all of us, and then you can take any of that you love that's in, because it's visual, right? Like you can see the pictures, and women are visual, I think. They don't have to hunt everywhere for it. Anything that they use often, then they can pull into a personal board for themselves, because that's what we do. Let's say, like, if we're promoting the conference, if I have certain assets that are in that Trello board for Gold Digger that I find myself using, and then the link that I share with people to sign up for the conference, I would pop that into my boards. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not having to always go to Trello to grab it. And I think it'll just progress, but I'm excited because we can it's just basically a content, a graphic, a resource, an asset library that we can start building for our team. And it's just going to be another thing we can say, when you join the Modere A team, you get this. Like, this is worth thousands of dollars, and you get this, right? It's another thing to leverage that sets us apart when you're talking to somebody about potentially joining, right? They get the stuff in Telegram every day from Danny. They get the events and the groups, and then they're going to get mastermind coaching from us in the A team. They're going to have this asset library in the A team. You see what I'm saying? Like, what other business out there, like, you get your kit and that's it, right? I mean, that's amazing. Now, does anybody have any questions? Can you guys visualize that with me?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Tammy, are you following me, what it's going to be?
Yes, but how is it going to be different than what we have already in boards?
Okay, so boards, you have a few things, right? So in BioCell, you have maybe 8 to 10 things. You can go Google a picture. So let's just maybe say that those things that in boards is not what you're looking for. You can go Google another picture on lean body. You can go and look. You can search for it in Telegram. You can search for it in Hot Shots. You can go hunting for it. But if you had one place that we're just constantly, because this is unlimited, we could put all these different, and you could just really scan down pictures and find what you're maybe looking for. You know what I'm saying? Because the ones that the 5 things that JPK drops into hotshot boards about BioCell may not be exactly what you're looking for. It might, but we have 50 other graphics that may be what you're looking for. So I'm just saying, there's a wealth of information that's literally being fed to us every day in Telegram, and you have to go search for it. But instead, if we had it organized like a catalog, practically, like, in this Trello, where it literally, because like right now, whenever working with Jamie, she has my columns, and it'll have like my stories. It has my wall post. It has archived stories, archived wall posts that I've already used, but I can go repurpose, right? So like, I can go scroll through that and go find a graphic and use it at any time. So it's just going to hold a whole lot more. Like, you're not going to want to put all that into boards. And then I feel like you pull what you use often into boards, if that makes sense.
So, ooh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so can you hear me now?
Uh-huh.
Is that better?
Uh-huh.
So
like the
the
stuff
stuff
that is
is
in Telegram.
Oops, you gotta
still
mute.
echoing.
You gotta mute. You got both you're in here twice, and
Hang on.
which one are you wanting to talk on?
There I go.
So the stuff like is in Telegram for BioCell. So we would need somebody to like pull that stuff and put it over in Trello in the library.
Right. So we're all gonna have access to those to Trello. So any of us can be putting stuff in there.
Well, I'm not real good at Trello. I do okay with Telegram, but Trello.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like if that's not something that maybe not how you can, and it's something you can work on and learn. There's actually a 30-day training in Gold Diggers on how to use Trello if you'd like to buy that. Well, I'm like a
Okay, I
commercial.
think there's a Trello training that somebody with Modera that we're close to here. I can't, really remember who it was, but I think they also did that.
It seems
So,
like
okay,
it, but no one be as good as hers. But you're welcome to watch ours
okay.
for sure. But yeah, and I think the more we use Trello, especially using it as a resource like this, you'll start figuring out. Don't you think, Candy?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And I mentioned that on one of the many, many things I have recorded the last 3 days. But that my brother told me this, that's like a computer person. I said, why is it so easy, like for Darlene to get up in our sound booth at church and like do everything? I go up there and I'm terrified to push a button. He said, because they're not afraid to push buttons because they just grew up with it. And that's what she'll do. I'll be like, I don't know how to do this. And she comes in here and she don't know either, but she pushes every spot till she figures it out. And I think it's the same thing with Trello. Just go click all the buttons and you'll figure out how to add a picture. And then if you do it wrong, it can be deleted. So it's really fine. That's what I had to do. I mean, I still do things. I mean, I still learn something every time I go in there. So just don't think we can learn it by listening to the teaching. I think we're just going to have to do it and muddle through it. But it's not really that hard if you're just adding graphics, to a list or card or something like that. So.
No, and I'm
Now,
pretty sure I may have still been doing them wrong even today. So
how do we utilize Trello? Do we, like in the lean body, can we copy? Is that how we use it?
you can
We
save,
copy it.
you can just save the photos straight from there or the verbiage.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Mhm.
So it's there, it's left there. There's no moving around. Very good. Okay. It's like a library and we go and view it and get it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Got it.
I think it's going to be awesome, you guys. And I'll probably pay Jamie some to help us, and we're going to time block some time to just intentionally work on that. And we'll probably just work on things as they come up, and then we'll start filling it. So right, I mean, we'll have like our summer stuff will come up, and then when we get closer to Black Friday, then we'll probably fill that one, and it'll just kind of flow, and we'll just keep building it. So, but then I think like if someone does want to set up a group, like, or do a Facebook party or something like that, we can go, oh, it's in Trello. Just go check the card in Trello. And it's like got everything right there for them, and that may or may not be in boards. Right. And so we can put even like the copy of the onboarding training for social marketers. It's in there. We can do that with customers, how to onboard a customer, have all the resources that you need for that, right? Like it's endless. It's endless, the possibilities that we could put in there. So each column would just be a topic or a section, and it would kind of be your Facebook party in a box, your whatever, like it's just like everything right there. And I think the more as you see it, you'll get excited about it too. Now taking that one more level today, and this is coming. So, Jamie's going to do our Canva training for us as a reward for those that go through the social media mastermind this week. So I'm leaning towards us doing more of things like that. Not that we won't do gifts, not that we won't do products and swag and things like that, but do more things like you do, you get, right? So like you do trainings, you get bonus things. We'll give them Canva templates and things like that maybe I paid Jamie to do. And then we give those away to those that participate. So I think it'll just get people more engaged. People have been more engaged in the live we did last night than we've had in that group in a long time. So I think everybody's excited about it. So Jamie's going to do that. Well, from that conversation and from the library conversation and from us referring people to Jamie and them wanting to have her do social media content, but not really having the budget to do that, there's been a beautiful idea, I believe, that Jamie shared with us. She's wanting to start having it just exclusively for our team at the moment, and we'll always have a special price for us. But her idea is that she could actually create multiple Trello boards and sell them for a much reduced price. So there would be like a Trello board that people could pay to have access to. It would be all your stories you needed for the month for a 30-day, like a 30-day storyboard. There'd be a 30-day wall post board, a 30-day live idea board, whatever. That there's different boards she could create. And then, I mean, I don't quote me on this. This is just upper conversation at the moment because this literally just started talking about this today. But she's thinking like maybe a $25 fee for access to one or two, and then like maybe higher for a bundle if somebody wanted access to all. But we're talking very affordable, you guys, $25, $50, $75 a month for people to have access to these, and they would be where you could add your own logo, you could drop in your own pictures, and then she'll do workshops for a small fee, or we'll use them as rewards on how to do those things. And I think she'll be able to build her business because there's gonna be way more people that can afford that, right? And so once she's got us all taken care of, then we can refer her like crazy to other people, and she can sell these pre-made, Trello boards that have all these resources. Now, first off, super excited because hers are adorable. They're done in Canva. It's going to be so much more cost effective for everyone. You can make it yours by dropping in your own picture, right? Because we're always like, well, make it yours. Well, you can truly make these yours once she teaches us how to do that, right? And then the other thing is you can change it up and do that day whenever. So as much as I love what we get from Danny and Hot Shots and what we get from Legacy, there's hundreds, if not in Legacy, thousands of people posting the exact same thing, oftentimes the exact same day, right? So not only can we grab what Danny's giving us, pop it into our library so we can use it another day. Well, then if you have this from Jamie, you may have 30 days of stories, but you can mix them up however you want, right? And the hard part is coming up with the idea and coming up with the verbiage and finding the template. Well, if she's done all that for you and all you have to do is drop a picture in and pop your logo on it, and she teaches us how to do that, I just think it's going to be amazing. I'm like pumped about this. Does anybody else think that that's like really exciting?
That's good.
Yeah, not only are those ideas given to us or sold to us, but such a time saver.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like I told Candy, we can tell our teams till we're blue in the face to go create content, but 99% of people are not going to go create their own content.
Yeah. And I mean, I get it. Those story, like the stuff she was making for me, I had been paying her since October, and I stopped paying her this month, but for 6 months she was creating the stories for me and they were so adorable. I mean, she does such a great job. I think this is something nobody else has, because Anya's right. Everybody's posting the exact same thing every day. And I hate, because I don't want everybody seeing me posting the same thing everybody else is doing, So, anyway, I'm just like so excited about this that she brought that up. I was like, wow,
Yes. Yes. So not only, so she's excited about it. So that's good, right? That's good for her. We can share it like crazy so we can help her build her business. But also, this is another thing. Come into our team for a low price of $25, $50. You can get your social media content created for you. Hello. That's another big thing, you guys. And what was I going to say? Oh, as soon as I started using her, you guys, I was getting private messages from people going, what have you done? You've done something different on your social media. You're just looking really good, super professional. Like, they could tell I stepped up my game, you guys. And we're all going to be able to have that level for a fraction of the cost. Terry, do you have something you want to add on that?
Well, I knew that Jamie was getting more involved with what we're doing because I've heard you and Candy talking about it. So I told her today, I said, if you need more time, I'm happy to come over another day. I go over on Tuesdays to watch the boys usually for just the afternoon. So I offered to double that to give her more time to work for our team. So,
Yeah.
so she might take me up on it. So I get more time with my grandboys and she gets more time to work.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. You'll have more social media content because you can always do stuff with them.
Yeah.
So I love it. Well, guys, I could not be more excited about all of that stuff. And I hope you guys are too. I feel like I told Candy, I was like, I feel like we all need to just mark this on our calendars. I feel like we're at a turning point, like just really elevating our team. And I feel like us doing it together is just, it's going to elevate all of our businesses and then our team's businesses and then everybody we bring in as well. And elevate the type of person we're able to bring in, like I said, because we're able to offer all of this. Okay. So, all that being said, we have the social media content, social media mastermind that we're going to do with the team this week. Okay. We're not going to do it this time because we're not quite ready, but going forward, anything that we do like this, and again, guys, I have paid a crap ton of money right now for everything, but thank you, RG. But I'm telling you, I am personally texting with Kimberly every day, multiple times a day, and she's answering my questions. So, like, that's huge. So, this one came from her today. It was a thought Candy already had, and a thought that we kind of already do, but a little bit different in that the social media training we're doing for the team. I mean, we're teaching social media, right? And we're going to, of course, it's going to be somewhat specific to us, but it's still pretty general. We're doing a social, like your wall audit and different things. So we're basically regurgitating, reteaching what she's taught us. Well, she's like, you should invite prospects to that. Like, put out there who would like to automate your social media business, who would like to, whatever, just do it in a way that you throw it out there and people say, yes, I want to come to that. Not do you want to get on and learn more about Modere, right? We're offering value. Who would like a free webinar, a free mastermind on whatever it is we're teaching, right? Well, then they hop on to get it, and we can do it via Zoom, so we don't necessarily have to add on to our group. And then we share it to the group. But then they're like, they teach their team this kind of stuff for free. I'm paying for this hundreds of dollars over here, and they just taught it to their team for free. They're going to be at least paying attention, if not thinking, I want to be on this team. That's pretty freaking awesome. That, again, value add. We start talking about our resource library. We start talking about our social media content, things we get for $25, $50 or whatever. And then we're teaching them this. That's going to set us apart, you guys. And we're going to start attracting people to our team. And I'm excited. Does that sound exciting to anybody?
Yes.
Yes, I think so too. So we're not going to do this time. Candy was like, Anja, please, for the love of everything holy on this planet, do not do it this time. Like, she was like, I cannot do. not this time. Please don't. So we're not. So she still likes me and plays.
My head may like totally spin around if we add anything else at this moment.
She's like, no, I'm melting. And so we're not gonna this time. And but that's something that'll be coming next time. So I'm super excited. So that's gonna be a funnel for attracting potential recruits. Not that the our health hangout's not going to be, because we're going to drip in there as well, but this would be very specific to that. But it feels so different, doesn't it, to offer someone that is in another company, like, would you like to come? It's kind of like inviting to the Marina Worry thing we did the other night, right? So it's not like, come and see if you want to join us. Like, it's not so in your face. But they can't unsee it. Like Justin talks about, they can't unsee it, that it's happening, and can't go, I'm not getting this where I'm at, So anyway, super excited about that. And then, of course, the group. Okay, so Candy, I've been talking a lot, so I'm gonna let you talk about like the concept of just the general concept of like, you know, the value add and funnel to the group, and see if anybody has any questions about what we're getting ready to do.
So, you know, the thing that's going to be different about this group, that's a team group to add leads and prospects to, that's different from College and Transformation Station, because you're still going to use that group, because you're going to have people that want to see testimonials and different things like that. But, you know, the difference with this is we're going to be doing workshops where you can promote a 5-day detox workshop or intermittent fasting or clean eating or whatever workshop we do. You can invite them to that without us being in their face selling to them, like they're truly going to get that value add. So this is really a value added group, where if you use College and Transformation Station, when we do events and Zooms, it's just all about buy our products and join our team. So we know what we're getting, you know, they know they're really going to be sold to there. And I think it'll even, you know, even when we invite to Health Huddle, we're like begging somebody to come to hear more about our products, and you might get a free gift, but we do know how hard it is to get people on that. So this is just really, you have all these people on Facebook and you're just dropping them into the funnel, and it just keeps getting, they just see more stuff and more stuff and more stuff until they fall out and become a customer or a social marketer. And then the other thing that we're going to really drive in here, and it's going to take all of our social marketers helping. And so what we'll do is we'll probably do a training on how to really work this group as a social marketer. And today, when I was just playing around with working on something in here, I thought about how Kimberly says, get with your coach, tag your coach will message you. And I thought, we can be health coaches in here. So all the social marketers, that's your health coach. Because I didn't want to call them a social marketer, right? Because people are going to join this group not even thinking about Modere, like not even, maybe they don't even know what Modere is. They just saw you post about this and wanted to join this free workshop. So I thought health coach, you know, that way we can say that on there, tag your health coach that invited you. And so I think our social marketers are really going to have to work hard to keep up with them. And we're going to teach them how to do that conversion, how to convert them from what we share with them on there into a customer, and also adding their friends to the group. Like we really, really want to drive this. So, and I've been thinking of ways, but every time we talk, every time we post, we need to be driving, adding friends to the group. And then every social marketer needs to be driving that. Hey, don't forget, add your 3 friends this week that you think would want to join us, and let me know so I can get your name in a drawing for that. So we really want to start driving that part of it. And then each workshop will lead into something else, like another workshop. All of them will be done in the group on the main page. Now I created an event, because if you create an event and they click that they're going to the event, then they're going to get that reminder that, hey, this event is starting tomorrow. But every live and everything will be on the main page. And then what we'll do is we'll put this 5-day detox workshop in a guide, and you can still promote it on your wall, and you can still say, hey, you ate too much candy over the weekend, you need a detox, I have this great workshop you can do. Then you add them to the group, and then you tag them in that guide, and that can be, so we'll get to use it more than one time is basically what I'm saying. So there's always going to be something for you to offer your people that's just a value add, and you can always get them in this group and do that. I think so. Go ahead.
I was just say, so we can be inviting people to the group now.
Oh, yes. Yeah. We don't have much content in there, but yes, invite them to the group, and we'll start hopefully this weekend. I finally am having a root canal Thursday morning, thank goodness. So that's gonna put me out for a few hours in the morning. But anyway, we're gonna start adding stuff in there and doing some lives and stuff like that, and putting some things in the guides and everything. But yes, go ahead and start adding people to it. So, and next week, what it'll be is we'll do a live every day next week and share more information with them. And then we'll have resources in there for them also. And then we're going to do something with Health Huddle, but we'll also still use Health Huddle to drive them from, like, we'll take the workshops and we'll talk about Health Huddle on it, and we can drive them to those also. We just hadn't quite figured that out yet. So. So questions.
So this flashed across my mind, which is, there's not much in there. So when something flashes, I try to grab it. I really love the did you knows that Danny or whoever puts in Telegram. I love, because I'm kind of nerdy. I love when I hear about an ingredient. It doesn't have to be Modere related, but when I hear about an ingredient, I love to read what its benefits are and how you can get it. For example, I'm dealing with reflux and hernia surgery. And I read about, because it was Easter, I was talking about black jelly beans. And then I started reading about licorice, black licorice, and how it's actually very good for reflux. And I'm going to go get myself some. So all of that to say, I wouldn't mind popping in on a day, maybe not every day, every couple of days, a post on some health ingredient, not necessarily Modere related, since we're doing a health hangout group.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great idea. And those are the kind of things that we do want in here. And I love that. The more we can be consistent with things too, like going live at the same time every week, except when we're doing a workshop, we'll be going live more, but normally like we're going to go live at the same time every week. So maybe like Tuesday is the day that you pop in something about that. And we did talk about sharing other products, that wouldn't compete with ours, but that you can go pick up things that you may love, that you use or something like that, because we think it helps people trust you a little more. Like you're not just pushing your products. So, I love that. Anja, what do you think?
No, I think that's great. And we probably want to plan out, because like we're going to go live typically every, once a week on Monday. So we probably do want to plan out, like you had said something about add a friend Friday. Like we probably do want to plan those out. And then, people can step up and say, I want to be the one that does that. So I think that's a great idea. And since it's something that you already are interested in, Terry, I think that would be perfect. And like we said, we did want to do, I don't remember what it was, Candy, you said something the other day that you read something that was helping with a health issue that you have. So again, it's like things that it's not necessarily that we sell, right? And I've started doing the all about it on my personal thing, where like I had my spy glasses, right? And people like that. And then like the wireless charger. And then now Jamie's made me a Amazon influencer, whatever, affiliate, because almost everything I'm sharing that's not Modere is off Amazon, and it doesn't pay much. But she's like, you might as well get paid for it if you're going to be, have all these links on your wall or on your website. So, but I think like Candy said, like if you'll notice, Victoria shares things that are non-Modere when she does her makeup and her, skincare. Lisa Davis, that's in, Arbonne, she's always done that too. Like even back when she would share beauty control makeup, she would share links. And I remember people going, why is she doing that? It just makes it where it's not like just buy my stuff, right? So I think that that's a really good idea. Really good idea. Anybody else have questions or ideas?
Yeah, what are some things y'all would like to see in there?
My brain is mush
Just
right
so you
now.
guys know, the umbrella work. What is it, Debbie?
I said my brain is mush right now. I can't think of
Maybe
anything
take you
off
some
the top
time
of
to
my
think
head.
about it, but kind of the overview we're thinking is like, so healthy eating, which could encompass meal planning, meal prepping, shopping, recipes, cooking, eating out, eating while you travel. I mean, like there's like a ton of stuff, right? And then of course it could be fitness, which could be walking, workouts, any kind of moving your body, drinking your water, all the things that kind of go with our lean 30 lifestyle, right? And then also, but also organization, which lowers stress. So like we're going to do like the refrigerator clean out, the pantry clean out, and then like prepping for summer. So grab and go, because people are going to, if they have kids, they'll have kids at home, right? And I, because I was always like, oh my gosh, they're here, they want to eat 3 times a day and snack in between. Oh my gosh. And a lot more people are working from home now, right, than were. So they're going to be transitioning, and that's not easy. That is not, especially the first summer that the kids are home and you're trying to work from home. And if the husband's home, you're just like, what? And so organization, even organizing your desk, organizing your room. I'm obsessed with the home edit show right now. Like, freaking love it. I was like, my inner organization OCD person's coming back again. And so stuff like that. And then even just like meditating.
Kitchen gadgets.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because, anything that's a shortcut, a tip, a hack, nobody likes my word hack, but anyway, if it's a life hack or a health hack, that's going to save people time. Everybody's busy. And like I said, if you come at this, to me, from the consumer's point of view, when it comes to health or anything for that matter, they're looking for something that saves them time and money, right? And gets results, but also saves time. And everybody's busy. Everybody's looking for the quick fix, but we're going to try to give them quick, but also effective, also actually healthy, right? And then we're like Candy talks about mind, body, and soul. So it's like things to do physically, but also their emotion, mental, like all the different aspects. And Kimberly's put me into her value add group, which I've added Candy and a few people in there. And it's the same thing. And then she goes ahead and talks about healthy money mindset, right? And then she talks about, in that letter, she's went ahead and did share the love, or, part of healthy money mindset, maybe adding a side gig, right? So then she talked about Modere in there, or how to be a social retail and how to be a social marketer. So it's not like we can't talk about the opportunity in there too. It would just be underneath that umbrella. So those are kind of the things that we've been talking about. And Danielle said she went to, where'd she go? They went to Big Lots. And she goes, we stocked up on junk food for the summer. I said, well, you better eat it fast because we're getting ready to do a pantry clean out, girl. And I'm going to get rid of all that stuff. You're at least going to have to box it up and get it like out of the picture for whatever you take the picture for it. But back when we initially did the water challenge, when we very first started Modere, and like our first water challenge that Krista and I did, people love taking their selfies with their water bottle and their pet in the water and all that. So I think we can get a lot of engagement and a lot of fun out of this group with these things. So, but we're open to all ideas on that, kind of go in that vein. And there's anything that you're like, oh, I would love to be the person that does that, then we'd love to know that. We'll work it into kind of a plan, and we want it to be, scheduled. Like I said, we want them to know they tune in this day, this time, this is what they're going to get. We want it to be that, predictable, and that they have a reason to come there. Okay. One thing we're going to do is we have questions when people enter. So we're going to try to capture for sure their email. Gold Digger, she's big on tracking who's in your Facebook groups, who you have in multiple groups, and building your email list. I would also like to capture their cell phone because we're going to use Project Broadcast, and I'm going to have them opt in for reminders. So they're going to opt in. It'll go through my Project Broadcast just because I don't know how we would make it go through everybody's, and not everybody has one. But it would run through mine, so they would like text a word and opt in for reminders of when we go live, when we start a challenge, things like that. So that, because Katie and I were talking about, it's like, if they didn't remind me about the stuff, I would miss it, So I think that would be good. I hope about that. And we always want to be giving them value too. So in addition, so like, a lot of times Kimberly Gold Diggers, they'll give like I said, a Canva template or something like that. Well, I've lifted from her group Kim's 15-day detox diet that we can throw in with our detox thing. And so we can be giving, so that'd be something you could do, is like, who would love to get a 15-day detox diet, right? Who would love to do this? It's always something you're offering that's attracting people to the group. And it's not just us constantly putting before and after pictures and selling. And you see the difference? And like I even talked about to Victoria, because she's crushing it on Instagram. And I said, as many people as are attracted to you, that are actually buying and, it's working, there's still a big population of people, whether it's her or us or whomever doing it, but I just, for example, her, because she's doing so well. Still a big population, as cute as she is and as much value as she does add, they're going, that's spammy, because she's selling, right? Rather than giving value and then taking them somewhere else to sell. So although she's being well rewarded for that, like I said, we've all been well rewarded for doing things maybe not the best way for a while, especially if you have the know, like, trust factor. But I shared a whole post off of Facebook with Kimberly the other day, and I started to comment on it, and I thought, they're going to eat me alive. Like, I jumped into like a small pond of piranhas, like, seriously, because they were so angry. The girl started it about, if one more person cold messages me about losing weight, would you just look at my picture? Obviously, I don't need to lose weight. They're not even looking at my wall before they're messing. I mean, like, she was pissed, and then everybody, yeah, me too, da, da. And they were just going to town. And I was just like, I think that's how the vast majority of people feel out there, because people are, not that we can't cold message correctly. We all know we can. We've been trained. But like, and I feel that way too when someone cold messages me to join their team, and I look, you joined Pampered Chef 2 weeks ago, and you're asking me to join your team. Have you looked at my wall? I don't mean to sound pompous, but do you know who I am? No, I'm not joining your Pampered Chef team, Miss 2-weeker. I like, that's stupid. Like, somebody, you got to take time to look at people's wall. And so I felt like what they were feeling. And I usually flip it and go, hey, and end up going like, if you really want to learn how to do this correctly, let me hook you up with Ray Higdon or the Gold Digger. And most of the time they take it well. Used to piss me off, and I just be, kind of like, excuse me, look at my wall.
Hey, but in a month or so, we're going to be saying, if you want to know how to do this right, why don't you come to our masterclass?
Exactly. So now we'll be able to, and the other thing is, guys, too, the side note, now that we're in a lot of this stuff with them, she's like, don't go create, I mean, if you want to, go create a 30-day reel challenge. But if you don't, Gold Digger has one for free. And so we can offer that in our group, and we don't have to make it. You see what I'm saying? So we offer it. It's free from her. Yes, it promotes her some too, but so what? I don't mind promoting her, and I don't. You guys don't either. I mean, if you believe in what she's doing, and it's a value add that we didn't have to spend. You know how long it would take to actually sit down and make a nice 30-day reel challenge and like all the graphics, and no, that's not how we want to be spending our time necessarily. So we can use her stuff and promote it, and then use that as the value add, and then transition into some more of our stuff, and then transition into Health Huddle and the selling situation. So so this is just going to be way smarter and more savvy, and most of our team are never going to get to that point on their own. And that's fine. That's fine. We have the ability to do this and offer it to the entire team, which is essentially what her model is. Everybody working together, right? And promoting Gold Digger, and we're going to promote this group together, but it benefits all of us. So, and doing it in a way that really adds a lot of value. So.
And if you start following her more, like say you get in her groups and then you start following her on her wall, you will see that what she's doing. Like, I would look at what she's doing, because everything is like offering them something to come to that's free. I mean, that's all she's doing there. She never sells on her wall. Everything she does is for free. She sells when she gets you there. And that's the whole point. Like, once they get here, and they see what we're about, and they see the resources we have, and they see what we're giving them for free, it's just that like, know, and trust factor, and then they'll buy. And that's where you sell to them. So
and they want to know more are too, you know?
Yeah. One thing I wanted to mention was your own Facebook VIP group. You're still going to keep that and you're going to use that because the people that become your customers, they like you. I mean, that's why they're buying from you. So keep your VIP group and add those people to your VIP group, and then figure out what is special about you that they're going to want in your group over somebody else's group. What are you going to share extra special in there with them? And it don't even have to be anything huge, or from now on you could just start putting your real customers in there when they become a customer, and let that be just truly your customer VIP group, and use this just as a funnel group for them to get there. But do y'all have any questions, or any reservations, or any, I don't think this is going to work, just so we can make sure that we've thought of everything?
I want to come to the group and I want to bring some friends with me.
Awesome.
It's just really uplifting. It's something new that we're creating, and I just think it's going to be a good idea. Yes.
So
I'm
yeah,
very
this is striking me as like a one-stop mom shop. We'll talk about cooking and recipes and shopping and store skills. I was just writing down topics as we were talking. Finances and money, organization, spiritual disciplines, food, travel tips, the thing I talked about with ingredients, what did I call it? Like spontaneous selfies. We could just all of a sudden, hey, show me a selfie of you and your breakfast or whatever. Chore ideas, how to organize them, working from home with kids, 5-minute makeup face, bedtime face routine, just so many things that busy moms might benefit from. Huh?
Our bedtime stories.
Yeah, bedtime stories.
All right.
Then I think we could even do, because it doesn't necessarily all have, it could be women of all stages of life. Because if we think about our avatar, a lot of our customers are probably our age and maybe a little younger, maybe a little older. So they may or may not have children at home. They may have maybe grandchildren. It may be empty nesters. It may be like women in my situation, divorced and kind of like me for the first time, like, wait a second, I don't have to think about other people as much, So there could be a lot of different aspects we could do from it too. And then we thought about too, like just women's health concerns, like the fact that I promote, like, don't just take a doctor patting you on your head, like, go till you get someone that listens to you. And so we could talk about how, we would talk about autoimmune diseases on the rise, or, even mental health issues are on the rise. And we could, talk about stuff like that. So there's just literally an endless amount of topics I feel like we could talk about. And so if there's some that are just on your heart and really kind of your passion, then definitely that would be the time that, you would want to step up and contribute a lot and do some leadership with that.
As guests come in, is there going to be a questionnaire for them to fill out so that we would know their concerns or anything like that we could follow up with later?
Yes, Candy.
Yeah, we're actually talking about that today because, with the membership questions on Facebook, this is such the downfall of it. You can't ever see them. Once you admit them, you can't see them. And I've Googled it everywhere. And that's like you can't. It's just the biggest, the people that ask Facebook for things they've asked, like, we need to be able to see our membership question answers, later on. So if we don't capture them right then we're, we don't have them. So I've thought about like a Google form or something like that. The only thing with those is if I create it, it all comes to me. I think this is where like that next level of leadership comes in, and teaching our social marketers. This is part of you're putting people in here. So this is part of your job as their coach. This is how you're going to turn them into a customer or a social marketer, is by you having your own Google form and you sending it to them in Messenger so they can fill it out and you can help them with all of their concerns, or you can point them in the right direction. So I think that's something we definitely need to brainstorm on and think about how we can do that. I mean, I think our whole team is capable if they want to do it. I mean, that's all that it boils down to is, does somebody want to go in and learn how to create a Google form and do it or not, you know? But the thing is, if we're going to spend this much work trying to get a new prospect, then we want to do all we can to get them turned into a customer.
Yeah.
And keep their interest. Yes.
Yeah. And that always just puts you, it just kind of levels you up when you have that, hey, if you'll answer these questions for me, I can make sure that I'm helping you point in the right direction of the resources that we have in the group to really help you, you know? So,
Well, because I have those health questions that I ask people and they answer them, and it really does help me. And I feel like they feel like they've been heard, like I wasn't just trying to sell them whatever happened to be on sale. So I think that those would be, could share those and people could put them into a Google Doc as something, Jamie could do a mini training on something we could do a master class on.
because even when we got,
in
if I
general.
remember right, Anya, I'm sorry, I think I froze for a minute, but
You're fine.
Anya, didn't we do, when we did Kimberly's first thing that was free, didn't we get a coach, or was it when we did that first paid thing? I
As
think
soon
it
as-
seems like,
Yeah, as soon as you join Gold Diggers, you get a coach.
yeah. And that coach is who was messaging us saying, reminding us they're going live. Their messages, did you get to watch it? Or what can I help you with? If you ask a question, they point you in the direction of the resources. And really, that's what our whole team needs to be doing for the people they add in there. They're their coach.
Yeah,
So I think it would just take us training and getting our thoughts wrapped just a little different way. So we're not going for the hard sell. We're not going for the timeshare selling, okay? We're not just going to keep beating it into them until they buy something or run away. We want to do it in the right way where they're asking us, can you please let me buy something from you? So I think it's just going to take a little shift in mindset. And then I saw somebody post something today about, watch John Melton. He's recruited 17 people last month. He's one of the top recruiters in the company because he's built relationships every single day. He said, if you keep doing that, they'll eventually join you. It may be 5 years later. If you're still here 5 years later, they're going to join you. Like I was reading that somewhere today. And I'm like, that's what we're doing here. We can't expect always an immediate customer out of this. If we just keep doing the work, then we'll start having that turnover of we're getting sales all the time because we put in this work. So.
Yeah. So, and then we have she uses the Google Doc too when people are interested in joining our team too. So it's almost like an application. So I think that we teach that too. That levels that up as well. And I just think it like qualifies people too. What I was going to say too, though, another thing, guys, I feel like this is going to do for us, and I'm super excited about, is that we're going to have this planned out and we're going to get in a rhythm with this. I mean, it's going to take us a minute, obviously, to figure out a schedule and when we're going to do what and who's going to do what or whatever. But we're going to, like, we sat down, we worked for 3 hours planning out like what topics we wanted to do the next 3 months and kind of hammering out a lot of this. But as we get going, like I said, it'll take less time, and we're going to get into this rhythm of predictability for our leads, for our customers, for our prospects, but also for our team. So like I talked about, there's always going to be sales pop up. There's always going to be JPK ideas pop up and things like that. But we're going to have this steady, right? We're going to have this steady flow this groove that we get into, that's always going to be here, that we always have something to invite people to. And then that's going to be our steady diet. And then if people opt in to do the extra stuff, which, like I said, will give us a spike, right? When there's a sale, there's a trim sale, we're gonna get a spike. When there's a recruiting promo, we should get a spike. If we do some big thing through Hot Shots, we should get a spike. But people can opt in or out of those, right? So if they're working their business at this level and that they just want to have the steady diet, they don't want to do the extra offering, then that's okay. They still have something to always invite people to, right? But if they want to do the extra, then let's go. Let's amp up. Let's get a spike. So my hope is that it's going to lower some of the chaos feeling because we're never going to get JPK to plan the next 3 months, next 6 months. Like, that's not her personality. It's not going to happen. And we don't, and the company, like they may plan something and it changes. And I mean, there's reasons for all of that. I get it. But I just feel like if we have, it's kind of like a home base, but it's something like Candy said, if we're giving value and we're constantly feeding into this group and we build this community, then they're like always kind of in that know, like, trust, primed pre-launch position. So then when we do have a sale and they're also in your VIP group and you go, hey guys, first to know about the sale, they've been funneled into there. And I just feel like our results are going to get better. And guys, one thing I was telling Candy, I feel like overall, even since Black Friday, morale, effort, somewhat has been, somewhat low. And I just feel like, and we've all been there. I've been there where you feel like I'm doing all the things and I'm just not getting the results. And I think there's multiple reasons. We've looked at some people's posts and it's like, ooh, that's not the way we should be posting, right? And so we're like, well, we need to be training. So that's where it's part of where the masterclasses come in for the team. But also I feel like when we have this, and the main thing is them inviting and them coaching once we've trained them, and we're all kind of Starbucks the situation. I just feel like we're all going to be getting better results from our efforts. And then people are going to want to do more and they're going to be enjoying their business more. And this community, like morale, is going to come up. Candy, do you want to add to that? I don't know if she's froze or I am. Or does anybody else see how that could happen? Or what I'm talking about? Or am I frozen?
I'm loving it.
Somebody talk to me. I think Katie froze.
No, I love it. Everything that y'all have been brainstorming about or what, and just putting it all together we're blessed to have y'all. And this is going to just boost us. And we thank you for it.
No, you're welcome. And not
Yeah.
that we're not going to have some bumps. we're still figuring it out as we go. We're learning as we go, but I think it's going to be really good. So
we've just got so much information
like I said,
that we can.
Sorry, I think I'm glitching too. But the bottom line, I hate it because, like, I mean, Cindy's even said multiple times that different people on her team, and I'm sure you guys have felt this way too, that they're doing things, but they're just not getting results. And I think that this will really help everyone get more results. So then, of course, they're just be more motivated to do more and be more consistent.
I have felt that way.
Yeah,
recently.
of course.
And
So
sorry, I was doing my plank while ago. I couldn't get up quick enough to answer you.
She's planking. She's multitasking. She's planking. I love it. Well, and that's the thing is that, and I think we all feel that way from time to time. But I think that, you're way less motivated to do that DMO every day and be consistent if you're not feeling like, and like Candy said, it's not always going to be the quick sale. But if you're getting more people wanting to go into the group, you're getting people engaged and stuff, still that's positive feedback, right, to your efforts. Still people raising their hands saying, I want to participate. So it's not always, it even takes the pressure, like it's not always tied to the sale that in my mind, because they're wanting to be a part of your community. They're participating in the challenges. You're always constantly bringing people into your funnel. So even people saying yes to that kind of thing, I think feeds our endorphins and, makes us want to go back and do more. So, but that's all I really, I just want to make sure that you guys were all on board. You didn't, like Candy said, you didn't have any concerns or questions. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be questions come up. about things, but if you had any specific questions right now, the main thing we want to drive right now is, of course, people doing the social media masterclass and completing that by Sunday. And then, of course, on a side note, aside from all of this, is that we all need to be individually reaching out to our customers and prospects about the sale, and especially those that have the anniversary credits and stuff. I don't know, this sale is just really taking personal reach out, but the ones that are doing that and specifically sharing about the anniversary credits and the different things like that, they're getting sales, you guys, and they're getting recruits. So that to me would be our focuses for the week. Does anybody else have anything to add or any questions or concerns or excited about? No.
My internet's a little unstable, or I'm unstable one, I don't know, but Debbie, were you saying ditto that you're unstable too?
Yes, yes.
She's
Very.
cranking.
I want to say something real quick about the advisory council thing that you were talking about in the beginning.
Mhm.
You know, we all know, like me and Anya both know what it's like to hit a rank and not hit it again. Anya knows because it took her a year. I mean, I haven't hit D3 since November, so I didn't even hit it last month. So, I mean, you know, we all get it. But the thing with the advisory council is the fact that we all have leadership skills, and that rank in Modere doesn't define who we are. And a lot of people on our team have great leadership skills, but they hadn't hit the rank of director yet, and that's okay. And so that's what we really wanted to show you guys, is because I've heard so many of you say, well, I was director, but then I didn't hit my rank, and now I feel bad about myself. I feel like, well, I didn't do good. I'm not good enough. I shouldn't be in this chat. I shouldn't be in this group. And that's not the way we feel about it. You know, like, you guys are so valuable to us, and we want you to feel the same way about yourselves. And so we were just kind of talking about that. Instead of it being a rank in Modere, it's more about you leading yourself and just stepping up to be a leader. It don't matter what the rank is. So I just want to share that with you guys, because I want all of you to be here. Like, I would hate, like, say, oh, I'm sorry, you didn't hit your rank here, you go away now and you can't be on this Zoom or something. I mean, that's just not, I wouldn't want to do that, you know? So anyway, that's just what I kind of wanted to share with you on that.
Yeah, for sure. Because we've all, like I said, 18 months. They were like, you're an elite. I was like, but I feel like a fake elite for a year and a half. And I was like, okay. But the thing is it's just like Candy already acts like an elite and she hasn't hit it yet, you know? So again, the title does not define your leadership contributions. So that's definitely something we want to remember. And I think it'll encourage a lot of people to step up too. So, all right, guys. Well, I know we've kept you for a long time, but that's a lot going on. But I think it's going to be so good, and it's something to get excited about too. I think they energize all of us, and it's just going to be really good. So, if you guys have any questions, concerns, please don't sit there confused. Don't sit there frustrated or angry or like whatever you're feeling. Please, like, especially before it gets to the angry part, like, come and say, I'm not inside Jell's head. I haven't taken the training. I need clarification on this. Like, exactly what is this? Because we may make some assumptions, right? Or we may be moving so quickly trying to get it all in that we just assume you know. So please ask, okay? And because if you have the question, at least 10 other people in the team they do as well. So please ask us, and that will help us do a better job too. So, and be looking for any jobs that you want to do, any topics you want to cover in there, and we'll be working on a schedule, kind of like a flow. So for predictability of things that will be content in there as well. So, All right, guys. I love you. Appreciate you. Excited for everybody to hit their ranks and go for the next rank, and our whole team to go for E3. And all of us rank up on the promoter side. I think that it's not going to happen overnight, but as we do this and we're consistent, we're gonna see some really amazing things come out of this. So super excited.
Hey, Anya and Candy, will you stay on after everyone goes so I can ask some questions about some team members? I need your guidance